How has your week been? Have you noticed the energy moving? Anytime I tell Spirit that I'm going to do a ceremony, the energies come in immediately and they start working with us. When you said yes and you bought your ticket, the energy begins working because the hierarchy of light, all the angels, the archangels, the masters of light, God, Tankeshala, Yahweh, Adonai, Allah, whatever name you use, they know you're coming. So they use this opportunity for our spiritual progression and to move us forward. Have you been feeling it different on the planet? It feels like you're being pushed, and there's maybe challenges because we're raising our vibration. The whole planet is. And so that's why it can be a little bumpy out there because people don't really understand what's going on. They just know it's a little bumpy ride. Right? And so one of the things that happens is when we do ceremony, we can get a glimpse into what the bigger picture is. We can merge our energies with that, and we can get on the ship instead of trying to play catch up and struggling so much. We can merge with the energies that are coming in for our progression, our spiritual progression, our ascension, our personal mission on the planet. And we can begin to work with those energies more consciously, right? Isn't this like amazing? Because it doesn't have to be so hard. It really doesn't. But the thing is, it can be challenging. Now, this new moons, I'm going to pretend like I don't know who knows what. So I might be redundant in preaching to the choir. So forgive me if this is like a repeat for you. But the new moon is all about new beginnings. Every month, we get a do-over. It's not a do-over, really. It's an opportunity to step into a new page in our book. So no matter what we did, we can begin. Now, you can do this every day, too, right? We can change, we can create something new in any moment. But astrologically, the new moon is about new beginnings. So I love working with the moon in business, in life, because I know that the forces of nature, the universe, are rooting for me, and they're here at the new moon to support any new endeavor. So I can create a business endeavor, a career, relationship, whatever my dream is in life, we can create something new utilizing this new moon energy. And then the other phases of the moon help us build, right? Build, and like at the full moon is the climax where the energy is really powerful. And then the waning moon, we can do other work as the moon starts to disappear. Okay, so we're using the new moon now. It's kind of like swimming downstream. We're going with the flow versus swimming upstream and struggling so much, trying to make things happen. Right? So just remember this, every month there's a new moon. This month actually this is the second new moon. So it began in Aries, the new moon began in Aries, and now we're at it again. So we can actually use the energy, what we started there, we can amplify it, go deeper into that dream. Okay? So, in addition to this Aries, now Aries is hot and fiery. Quick. It's quick. Spring, it's the first month of spring. Spring is like we can see nature, all new growth, new buds on the tree. We went from cold weather to 90-degree weather, right? Now today I think it was probably about 80. But these are the similarities. They're called correspondence and sympathetic magic, where we can look at nature and see the energies that are brewing around us. So this is fast and fiery, windy, quick. And it's actually like, we're still in spring, the season, but like, man, it's like, it's going really fast. The grass is lush already. It is, the buds are popping. And this is what is happening in our lives too. Does anybody feel like they just like maybe can't keep up with the things around them? That their plates feel really full? People around them are bumpy and irritated? Fire, right? Fire is hot. It's like cayenne spice, it's like the fireplace, it is hot. Even this room, when I came in here, we don't have any heat. But you noticing how warm it is in here? You guys have only been in here 10 minutes. I was in here alone and I'm like, man, I'm starting to sweat. The energy is coming in. So it's hot and spicy. Now this new moon just followed a solar eclipse, which is really interesting. I'm so excited that you're here because I didn't want to miss this opportunity. The solar eclipse is where the moon comes in between Earth and the sun, so it blocks out the sun, right? The sun is like the star shining, woo, happy, see me. Now the moon comes in, the moon is more emotional, the inner world, and it comes in and it blocks the sun. Just around the edges of the moon, you can see the sun. If you go on my Facebook page, I actually have a picture on there where there's a woman bent down. She's almost like in an introspective pose, right? And behind her is this solar eclipse. And the solar eclipse, so now we have the moon, which is more emotional, and the sun, which is vibrant and alive. The moon is eclipsing it and casting its shadow. And this can create some volatility in our lives and in our world right now. So when people are erupting around you or you're feeling it, take a breath. It may not be you. Well, it may be you because what it's doing is it is casting its shadow. So we have to look at our shadows, right? So you might notice that some of your issues are coming up, whether it's abandonment, finances, relationships, all this stuff, and this is a really good opportunity for our own healing, right? Because Aries wants us to grow into our divinity. The astrological signs are here to help us elevate ourselves, move into our highest being, but we can't do that if we have shadows that we're not going to look at. Right, so when we heal those shadows, whether you're doing it in therapy, or a journaling, energy work, whatever you do, look inside, heal those shadows. This is a really great time because when we heal those, we can't ignore them. You can't be, it's not like they're going to go away, right? Energy doesn't go away. What we can do is transmute it and transform it. When we look at ourselves and find a new way, the real us, we look at it, we are not fear, we are not repression, we are not, angry. That's not who our divine self is. So if we look inside and we heal that, then that actually transmutes, transforms. It's not a chemical process. And then we can fill ourselves with more light. So I highly encourage you, this moon will be pushing you, right? Because all the light, they know that light wants us to remember who we are. So this is a really great opportunity to step into this new beginning, and that's what we're going to do today. Now, what I love doing, so that's the astrological stuff that is around us, and you might see on the news some volatility because there's so many people on the roads. Volatility. People are not looking at themselves. being accountable, taking personal responsibility, right? So don't get caught up in it. We do our own work, we don't engage, right? And you go and live your life and do the best you can. Does that make sense? So that's the astrological stuff that is available. This solar eclipse, whatever we put into motion in this new moon, because of this solar eclipse, I forget when the next solar eclipse, but it's like really crazy out there. This solar eclipse is called a hybrid solar eclipse, which is interesting. I was like, what is hybrid solar eclipse? That means wherever we look at the solar eclipse, we will have a different vision or experience at looking at that solar eclipse. So it's very personal. All of us will not see the same solar eclipse. Everybody in the world will not see the same solar eclipse. It's like kind of like through our own lens, right? So this is really a potent astrological event that we're going to utilize. In addition, when we do these new moon ceremonies, I will call in a goddess. Now, I never know who is coming in, but she will make herself known. I do have a good idea. I'm gonna get out of the way and see if it's who I've been feeling, but I need to get out of the way, and she's gonna come in, and she's gonna lead us on a journey. And then what happens is, you will take that, everybody will have their own personal message, and she'll work with you for everything. Cool, right? Okay, any questions?